Facebook, June 13, Friday. Please take a watch the video together.
ត្រឹមត្រូវកូនតើប្រាសាទតាមាន់ធំមានឈ្មោះដើមហៅថាអ្វីចា៎ប្រាសាទតាមាន់ធំមានឈ្មោះដើមហៅថាប្រាសាទវេទមន្តឬហៅថាប្រាសាទតាមាន់ធំចឹងណាម៉ាត្រឹមត្រូវកូនតើប្រាសាទតាមាន់ធំមានឈ្មោះដើមហៅថាអ្វីចា៎ប្រាសាទតាមាន់ធំមានឈ្មោះដើមហៅថាប្រាសាទវេទមន្តឬហៅថាប្រាសាទតាមាន់ធំចឹងណាម៉ាត្រឹមត្រូវកូនតើប្រាសាទតាមាន់ធំមានឈ្មោះដើមហៅ
This is really cool because you know they are standing in front of the temple. So Nekru, I know you want to add, but just me say something real quick here. So basically, the Mon temple's name derived from ancient Balai or Sanskrit roots, according to researchers. In term, Mon is believed to stem from the word mantra, referring to religious incantation associated with Brahmanism. The temples were constructed during the reign of King Javaraman VII from 11th to 13th century and are thought to have served as a royal rest stops, hospitals, and way stations for travelers during that era. Negru, do you have anything else to add to this?
Yeah, the magical temple generally means the temple that is specific dome within the characterized by dark labyrinthine brickwork, and it's designed to be awe-inspiring and mysterious, offering to a rich setting for adventure. And that's one of the definition from Google. And it's also described as a grand central building in a fantasy city, serving as a hub for magic, divine power, or ancient knowledge. It can be a place where wizards gather and where guests begin or where political intrigue unfold. These temples are designed to be spiritual, mysterious. And one of the Cambodian temple is called Tamon Tot, meaning the magical temple, big and small. And that's what this little girl was trying to explain, that the original name for that temple is called Tamon. Not Tamon, but Tamon. But in a certain dialect, it could be pronounced Tamon, but it's still spelled as Tamon. So I think it's very important that we understand where the name is coming from and how we should pronounce it. So I hope that everybody should be pronouncing it as Tamon, meaning literally the magical temple. And I'm especially proud of Julie for remembering the original name of this temple. Any comment?
Yes, I wish more young Cambodians are like Nana. Is it Nana or
Julie? Julie. Her name is Julie.
Yes, Julie, our wonderful great schooler. She started at school, and also it seems like her mom is teaching her Cambodian history, and she's sharing with everyone on the internet. So please try to read about our own history and the names of our temples and which king constructed the temple, because it's really really helpful for us to defend sovereignty, our temples, and without knowing the history of our own country, we wouldn't be able to defend our own country. And Negro, the next news on our agenda is regarding release saying Thierry by the Cambodian Daily, June 13, 2025. And it looks like you have a video to share with everyone. So I
Yes.
will let you take the lead, Negro.
So let's take a look and I will translate it.
បានអំពាវនាវឲ្យរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាដោះលែងសកម្មជនសិទ្ធិមនុស្សកញ្ញាសេងធីរីឲ្យមានសេរីភាពឡើងវិញដោយឥតលក្ខខណ្ឌបន្ទាប់ពីកញ្ញាបានធ្វើកោតកម្មបង្អត់អាហារខ្លួនឯងក្នុងពន្ធនាគាររយៈពេល14ថ្ងៃដើម្បីបង្ហាញអំពីការឃុំខ្លួន3ឆ្នាំដោយអយុត្តិធម៌អង្គការសង្គមស៊ីវិលចំនួន6ស្ថាប័នមានមជ្ឈមណ្ឌលសិទ្ធិមនុស្សកម្ពុជា CCHR សមាគមការពារសិទ្ធិមនុស្សនិងអភិវឌ្ឍនៅកម្ពុជា Ad hoc និងអង្គការសម្ព័ន្ធខ្មែរជំរឿននិងការពារសិទ្ធិមនុស្ស Liga do ជាដើមបានចេញសេចក្តីថ្លែងការណ៍រួមគ្នានៅថ្ងៃនេះថាក្រុមអង្គការសង្គមស៊ីវិលពិតជាមានការព្រួយបារម្ភអំពី
So the Cambodian Daily News released this post on June 13, and it goes as follows. Nearly 10 civil society organizations in Cambodia have issued a joint appeal urging the government to immediately and unconditionally release human rights activist named Saint Thierry. The call comes after Saint Thierry completed a 14 days hunger strike in prison to protest what she described as an unjust 3 years detention. 6 of the organizations, including the Cambodian Center for Human Rights, known as CCHR, the Cambodian Human Rights and Development Association, ADHOC, and the Cambodian League for the Promotion and Defense of Human Rights, LICADHO, expressed deep concern for her deteriorating health. In a joint statement issued today, they confirmed that Thierry had refused food from June 1st to June 14, which ended on this past Saturday. The hunger strike, they said, was a peaceful act of protest to draw attention to her ongoing imprisonment and to call for the release of all political activists and human rights defenders who remain in custody under what they describe as unjust conditions. The civil society groups warned that the hunger strike could have serious and lasting impact on Thierry's physical well-being. They added that the continued detention ordered by the court is further exacerbating her health situation. This organization expressed hope that Thierry's hunger strike would help bring about justice for all political prisoners and rights defenders who have been detained unfairly in recent years. They affirmed their continued support for Saint Thierry and vowed to stand with her. Saint Thierry, a Cambodian American human rights advocate and international lawyer, was sentenced by the Phnom Penh Municipal Court to 6 years in prison on July 14, 2022. She was convicted on charge of incitement and conspiracy to commit treason. Thierry had been protesting peacefully outside the courthouse at the time of her arrest, rejecting the charges as political motivated. Since her conviction, Thierry has carried out 4 hunger strikes between 2022 and 2025, while being held at the prison in Preah Vihear province in Cambodia. The connection with her case Freedom House has classified Cambodian as an authoritarian state, grouping it along countries such as Myanmar, China, and Russia. The designation highlights what the organization described as systematic suppression of civil liberties and political freedoms in the country. The situation continued to raise concern among international rights monitors and foreign governments as calls grow louder for greater transparency and respect for human rights within Cambodia's justice system. And again, this was posted by the Cambodian Daily News on June 13 last week.
កាន់តែធ្លាក់ធ្ងន់ធ្ងរឡើងដែរអង្គការសង្គមស៊ីវិលទាំងនេះសង្ឃឹមថាកោតកម្មបង្អត់អាហាររបស់កញ្ញាសេងធីរីនឹងនាំមកនូវយុត្តិធម៌ចំពោះសកម្មជននយោបាយនិងអ្នកការពារសិទ្ធិមនុស្សគ្រប់រូបទាំងអស់ដែលត្រូវបានជាប់ឃុំទាំងអយុត្តិធម៌ក្នុងពន្ធនាគារនាពេលកន្លងមកខណៈពួកគេនឹងបន្តឈរជាមួយនឹងកញ្ញាសេងធីរីជានិច្ចសកម្មជនសិទ្ធិមនុស្សកញ្ញាសេងធីរីនិងជាមេធាវីអន្តរជាតិសញ្ជាតិខ្មែរអាមេរិកាំងត្រូវបានតុលាការក្រុងភ្នំពេញផ្តន្ទាទោសដាក់ពន្ធនាគាររយៈពេល6ឆ្នាំអំពីបទញុះញង់និងរួមគំនិតក្បត់កាលពីថ្ងៃទី14 ខែមិថុនាឆ្នាំ2022
And our next topic is about good news. So let's take a look. Here we go. This is the picture of the document of lawsuit between Thai and Cambodia, sending it to ICJ, which is located in La Haye City in Holland. And this lady is the Cambodian ambassador in Holland, and she is in the Holland La Haye City, as you can see right here. That is the headquarters of ICJ, and she handed the document of lawsuit to a person directly, a person in charge directly. So on behalf of VOKA TV and a lot of Cambodian living abroad and also inside of Cambodia, I would like to express my sincere gratefulness or gratitude to the Cambodian government for eventually decided to send this lawsuit document to ICJ. And now we're going to await for the ICJ's decision whether they accept the lawsuit or not, because the fact that Thai government refused to come along with this lawsuit. Usually, if two countries are in a dispute, ICJ would be the third person or the third department to take the lawsuit between the two countries. But in this case, Thailand refused to join that lawsuit. So we're going to be awaiting for the result from ICJ, hopefully soon. And once we get the news, we'll let our viewers know whether or not ICJ would accept this lawsuit document from Cambodia alone. Anyway, because this is a hot topic, we are going to inform our viewers of our VOKA contact information. So if you have anything you want to chime in, please do, because We would very much to hear from you live on our TV right now. So let's listen to our contact information. Voice of Khmer Americans, known as VOKA, live streamed on Comcast Cable every Monday at 6 to 7 p.m. on Channel 8 for VOKA English Language Program and on www.ltc.org/on-demand/CH26 for VOKA Khmer version from 7 to 8 p.m. It'll be replayed at 2 p.m. on Wednesday and Friday. Also, you can watch it again online at www.youtube.com/at 2010 VOCA or www.lintv.org on Tuesday at 9 p.m. and Thursday at 7 a.m. or live on Comcast Cable at the same time and the same date on Channel 3 and Verizon Channel 38. Here is our contact number, 617-461-9335 for live chat or leave a message. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. We welcome any feedback and constructive criticism. As always, we thank you for watching and supporting our volunteers in serving our community for the better future. And ladies and gentlemen, now we are coming to our second segment, which is heritage, culture, and education. So let's take a look. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and our viewers. We are getting into our second segment, but before we start, I would like to wish all of the fathers the happy Father's Days yesterday. So, all the fathers, anybody that celebrated yesterday, you can still celebrate it today. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. And now we're going to start our first presentation by Barang. So, Barang, if you're ready, you can have the stage now.
Thank you so much, Necru. So I'm gonna share the screen. Can you see the screen okay, Necru?
Yes, I can see legal name change procedure.
Great, wonderful. So basically, the first step is to gather and complete appropriate forms. So search online for the probate and family court in the Massachusetts county where you live. You will need this information to complete and file the necessary forms. Second step, if you are an adult, you will need to complete the petition to change the name of adults. And if you are under 18, your legal guardians must petition the court on your behalf using the petition to change name for minor. This form must be signed in front of a notary public who will ask to see a photo ID from all people signing. You can find a notary at most banks, town halls, or some office services stores like the UPS store, but they may require you to pay a small fee to use their services. And then the third step, you must also submit a certified copy of your long form birth certificate translated to English if applicable. And if you are 12 or older, a completed court activity record information and warrant management system release request form. And then the fourth step is if you have legally changed your name in the past, you must submit certified copies of those name changes such as marriage decrees and judgments of divorce. After you gather and complete appropriate forms, then you go and file your form with the court and pay the fee. So file the completed forms and documents with the probate and family court in the county that you live in. You can file your petition in person, by mail, or online. You must pay the filing fee when you file, which is $180 in total. And then after you file your form with the court and pay the fee, you serve the citation and publish it in the newspaper if applicable, right? So basically, after you have filed your petition and all required documents, the court may send you a citation on petition for a change of name. If you are sent this notice, you are required to publish an announcement of your name change in a local newspaper that the court will list. If you do not wish to publish your name change in the newspaper, such as for privacy or safety reasons, you may file a motion with the court seeking to waive publication. A judge will review your request, right? And after that, you must publish the if you must publish the notice, you must also file proof with the probate and family court that you follow the court's orders, such as a copy of the posting in the correct newspaper. And then step 4 is, not all cases are heard in front of a judge, and the court may allow your name change without you have to appear at the courthouse. So if you are not called to attend a hearing, your change of name was processed and completed. You will be mailed a certified decree of change of name and your original documents if requested. If you are called to attend a hearing, the court will mail you a notice with the hearing's date, time, and location. You must attend this hearing and bring copies of all relevant documents with you. After your name change is completed, you should request several certified copies of your name change decree from your probate and family court. Each certified copy will cost $20. You will need certified copies of your name change decree to amend your government issued documents. Okay? So, changing government issued documents. So, social security card, that is the most important one. You can change the gender marker on your social security record by applying through the mail or in person at your local social security office with an application for a social security card, Form SS-5. For items 1 and 8, you should fill out the name and sex you want to appear on your records. You will need to submit separate documents that prove your age, identity, and citizenship or immigration status. This usually means submitting a certified copy of your birth certificate, an ID with biographical information, driver's license, passport, etc., and a certified copy of your legal name change. All documents must be originals or copies certified by the issuing agency. Gender marker. The gender marker you request on the form does not have to match your other forms of ID, and you may select either male or female. There is no fee to update your social security records and receive a new card. So basically, if you are living in southeastern part of Massachusetts and you are low income, there is this organization called South Coastal Counties Legal Services. It's a legal aid organization. Basically, it's a law firm, but because they don't take money from their clients, they are a nonprofit. If you live in the southeastern of Massachusetts and you need a legal assistance with name change, please contact them. They will be able to help you out. And the intake line, give me 1 second, please. I will pull up the intake line for you. So basically, if you need a legal assistance and you are low income, please contact South Coastal Counties Legal Services at let's see, 800-244-9023. Again, 800-244-9023. Again,
Oh,
eight.
another number is 774-488-5951. Is it still going good?
So that is my direct line. So I don't do legal name change, Negru.
Oh,
But just I mean, in the future, I might assist. I mean, I'm more than happy to help. If you contact me, I will definitely point you to the right people, right, who do intake. So basically, this is how it works, Negru. So you contact the intake line, the intake paralegals, collect your information, and then they send the case to the supervising attorney who is in charge of assigning cases, right? And then they would assign cases out. So, for example, I do benefits and housing, right? So, if you call me, I wouldn't be able to, take your case without having you go through intake, right? Because intake paralegals have to do intake by asking you, questions, and then they do the pre-screening and they send the case to those who assigned case to legal advocates. So if you are a Cambodian speaker, you don't know how to speak English, and you want me to assist, I can definitely, give your number to our intake paralegal, and then, ask them to have an interpreter for you. So that way they can assist you on the call and do intake. So basically, you can call 800-244-9023. If you do call my direct line, which the number Negru just announced earlier, I will be directing you to the intake line, and I will make sure I send you to the right place. And the intake line hours from Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, just again 800-244-9023. And if you have any questions, you can contact Negru, you can contact me, and we will definitely direct you to the right group of people who are, doing this. And this month, June, is Pride Month. So please do help spread the words to our LGBTQIA plus people, in the community. Please do spread the words. And I just saw my wonderful co-host Bong just joined. So, and she also has prepared a wonderful presentation. So I'm gonna give the time to
Thank
her.
you. Thank you, Kanya. Right, if our co-host is ready, we will start our AANHPI.
Basically, AANHPI this month is this year, I mean, is very important because it's involved 50 years commemorations of 3 different countries, or 4, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Mong, actually. Let me, is this better?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, wonderful. So this is a presentation that I have put together for my organization, and I just like to share. And we always have an opening song, and I feel this is the most appropriate and opening song for this event, and it's called Buông Xuông. So yes, just for reference, the song is called Buông Xuông. You can Google it on YouTube and play that if you are curious. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, so it's called Buông Xuông. So May 2025 mark a 50 years of Day of Remembrance for the Cambodian community, Vietnamese community, Laos community, and the Hmong community. All of these countries were involved and affected by the American-Vietnam War. And that's why it's so significant that we remind our community and ourselves how resilient we are. And so we took May 2025 to celebrate globally. In the US, every state is being recognized by this 50 years of remembrance. from the city level to the state level. They all support this celebration, remembrance celebrations. And we are all affected by the American and Vietnam War. And once again, now we are being affected by the immigration laws in America. That's why you see this sign here that says, don't displace us again. Because during the war, we were displaced, right? We were being pushed out of our home, our provinces, and then out of the country, right? Because of the effect of the war that create at the war. And so for Vietnam, it was the fall of Saigon. For Cambodia, 1975, it was the fall into the Khmer Rouge genocide. And for Laos, their entire monarchy, royal, were collapsed because of the war, and the politic that was going on inside Laos, and they ended their royal governorships. And I think today they are mostly being Vietnam is a sort of their political guidance, and they are totally losing control of their own government. And you can see the prayer at the Chicago National Heritage Museum. There's a monk there to observe and offer the prayer to the community. And today in America, there are nearly 1.9 million Vietnamese living in the United States that make up over 2/3 of the total Southeast Asian refugee population, right? And this is how the Vietnamese community celebrate the Day of Remembrance throughout the state. And I was able to pull out some of the images from Oregon, state of Oregon. Here, the first picture on the left, you see the enactment of the Vietnam Wars, and then the celebration of national song to remember the fall of Saigon. And the two picture in the bottom is actually from the event that's happening in Massachusetts, in Dorchester, Massachusetts. So there's a song performed by women and children, and there's a light of a candlelight to remember the hope that their community are moving forward. And talking about our Cambodian population, we also have a huge population residing in the US as well. And you see most of them are located in California, such as Los Angeles, which is the largest Cambodian population, and other cities in California, including San Francisco, Stockton, California. And the second largest Cambodian population is actually Massachusetts. They put Boston, but they meant Lowell. And then some other area, including Rhode Island, Seattle, Washington, Philadelphia, and Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minneapolis. So this is the concentrated Cambodian population. And here is some of the events that the Cambodian community hosts throughout the US. You see the city councilor of Long Beach, California, presenting, speaking at the city hall there, and then some image from Oregon as well with the dance performance and the monk blessing, and then the proclamation for folks in Illinois. And Laos, most of their population are concentrated in California, Texas, and Minnesota as well. And there's about over 175,000 Laos American residing in the U.S. up to date. And this is some of their performance. Cultural presentation is important. It help enrich the cultures, and it's also offer healing from this entertainment. You see the dances, and children and adults both are singing their national songs. And then we have the Hmongs American, who are also affected by the Vietnam American War. They were siding with the American military to fight alongside, and great sacrifice from the Hmong community. And as a result, they were also affected by the war. And today we have Hmong American living mostly in Minnesota, California, Wisconsin, and other area in small numbers across the United States. So this is where they are largely populated. The Hmong community are largely populated in Minneapolis, St. Paul as well, and San Francisco, Sacramento, and we don't see any in Massachusetts. And yeah, so just want to offer this information a little bit. Again, this is their way of celebrating and remembering the 50 years surviving the effect of the American Vietnam War. Again, lots of cultural traditions, performance, and things like that. The enactment of the support of the military. And yeah, this is it. And this is just some of the graphic and data of the Southeast Asian population that is served by my commissions in the past 25 years. And yeah. And we did a great job reaching out to these folks in the community. And that's my wrap up for the AANHPI presentation and the remembrance of the 50 years that affect these four community, Cambodian, Vietnamese, Laos, and Hmongs, as a result of the American Vietnam War. And thank you for the opportunity to share, Nekru.
Thank you very much. It is such a wonderful presentation. It's very informative, and well, especially on the cultural heritage and cultural part. So lovely, and thank you so much again. So we're coming to the end, and I would like to wish everybody all the best. Stay safe, and we'll come back to see you again next week, as usual, on Monday, the same time. So, but before we go, I want to reiterate what the announcement about the lawsuit document. It is now, today, a while ago, it has been sent to ICJ in La Haye in Holland. And it's handed by the Cambodian ambassador to the person in charge in ICJ. Isn't that a wonderful news?
That's wonderful news, Nekru. I'm so happy for the Cambodian throughout the world who's been working hard, pushing and supporting the Cambodian government to submit this lawsuit against Thailand.
Exactly. And one last thing, I would also urge the government to start the UN clause right away so that we could take care of our territory in the sea as well, because it is very important that we are trying our best to protect our land in the sea as well. So our time is up, ladies. So we're going to have to say goodbye. Thank you very much and good night, everybody.